If you hear whispers at night, don't respond. That's what the locals told Mia when she moved into the small apartment in Manila, an old building that had seen better days. At first, she didn't believe them. After all, she was from the city and didn't pay much attention to old wives' tales. But that changed after her first night. It was around 2 a.m. and the room felt heavy. Mia lay awake, feeling the weight of something pressing down on her chest. The air grew colder, the shadows in the corners darker. She was about to turn over when she heard it. A faint, almost inaudible whisper. At first, it sounded like the wind, but then it grew clearer.
Mia, come.
Her heart raced. She sat up, trying to convince herself it was just her imagination. But the whisper grew louder, closer. It seemed to come from the walls themselves. Don't respond, she reminded herself. But curiosity got the better of her, and she whispered back, "Who's there?" A chilling silence filled the room. Then the temperature dropped even further, and the whisper returned, this time more urgent.
Come now.
Unable to sleep, Mia told her landlord about the incident the next day. His face turned pale. You weren't supposed to respond. This building, something happened here years ago. A woman named Teresa used to live in your apartment. She would hear whispers every night until one day she vanished. That night, Mia tried to ignore the voices. She stayed up, headphones on, trying to drown out the sounds. But just as the clock struck 2 a.m., the whispers returned, more insistent than before.
Mia, please.
Her blood ran cold. She didn't respond. But this time the whispers didn't fade. Instead, they grew louder, turning into desperate cries. Her heart pounded as something scratched the walls, moving closer to her bed. In a panic, she grabbed her phone and called her best friend in the States. "I can't stay here," she said. But just as she spoke, the line went dead. The whispers, now deafening, surrounded her. Terrified, she ran out of the apartment. As she reached the street, she looked back at her window and saw the faint silhouette of a woman staring down at her, a figure that wasn't there when she moved in. The next morning, she packed her things and left, never looking back. To this day, Mia swears she can still hear those whispers in her dreams, calling her back to the room that never truly let anyone leave. Remember, when the whispers call your name, don't answer.